All right. So before we can start doing any of our labs, we have to put together our Raspberry Pi. We're going to use the Raspberry Pi 4 and our SenseHat. Now the contents of our SenseHat contains our sensor, pin extender. Here, it's 40 pins, 20 on each side, and then some raised extenders so it has some support. I've gone ahead and attached 3 of them, and you can just hand tighten the screws on the bottom and the top, or you can use a screwdriver, and they just go over the holes, and then you just screw in the holes at the bottom. Next, after you have all that in, we're going to go ahead and install the board. So go ahead and pause the video, and then we'll move on and install our Sense board. Now that we have our 4 extenders installed, we're going to go ahead and take our pin extender and plug it in. It's literally like Legos, so you just have to take it and push it in. Just be aware that you don't want to bend any of the bottom pins when you push it in. And now we have an extender where our hat will rest upon. The next step is to connect our board. Before we connect our board, we're going to talk about what's on it. We have an LED display. That's what this big white square thing is. And then we have multiple sensors. We have a joystick where it can detect up, down, left, right, and push buttons. And I believe there's 6 motions that it can detect in all. And then we have our pressure, humidity, and temperature sensors. And then we have our accelerometer, gyrometer, and magnoscope, which will allow us to detect if we turn it, or if we push our sensor forward and back, and if we move it this way. So there's a lot of geospatial aspects that we can capture with this thing. So let's go ahead and attach it. We just align the pin board here, and once it's aligned, you'll see there's a little gap. Now with a little bit of force, we just push down on the sensor, and you'll hear a click, and now our board is attached. We then take our remaining screws that we have and attach them to each of the ports. And that's how we get our SenseHat set up for a Raspberry Pi 4.